Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Well, happy Monday, everyone. Jeremiah is here. Excitement in Jackson over the weekend.
Yeah, on Friday morning.
MacArthur and all that too.
Yeah,
but-
MacArthur. Yeah, we'll get to that. It was a busy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here in our coverage area, Jen.
Yes.
A lot of things going on.
Lots of news stuff going on.
A lot of new stuff going on. So we didn't get to cover this on the show on Friday because it happened during the
hadn't happened
show.
yet.
Well, it was happening during the
happening.
show.
Yes.
And matter of fact, it was happening around the time that we were live at the high school for the art festival.
Oh, yeah.
And funny enough, not long after I left the high school and returned to the office, all the schools were on a lockdown. And nobody could figure out why. And it wasn't a drill, but they were on a lockdown. All the Jackson City schools were.
Yeah.
And so, I got a hold of our friend over at the administrative office, Jackson Superintendent Phil Howard. And I had sent him an email, and he's usually pretty good at shooting one right back.
Sure.
I didn't get anything.
Very responsive.
He is very responsive, and I didn't get anything back right away. So I texted him and I said, "Hey, we're hearing the schools are on lockdown. Is everything okay?" And he said, "I'll call you." And I was like, "Okay, so something's
So
going
you're like,
on."
okay, something's up.
Yeah, so he called me. I missed the call because I was on the call with JPD trying to find out if there was anything in the city going on that would cause the schools to be on lockdown. Come to find out, we had it's kind of I don't know if you call it like a drive-by shooting, but like a shooting of sorts between two motor vehicles. So you had one motor vehicle following another motor vehicle, and Dylan's throwing some of the photos I took out at this scene of sorts. So where these pictures are taken, this is just past the intersection of Wood Avenue and High Street.
Yes.
And we found out, from Phil Howard, he emailed me back and he said, "Hey, we're on a soft lockdown because there was a shooting. It's nowhere near the schools, but as a precaution, we decided to do a soft lockdown. Kids aren't allowed outside. They're still moving from class to class, and they were screening everybody that was coming in the building and that kind of stuff."
Because it's just like at first, and I mean, I know kind of the internal chaos that was going on at the restaurant, at the brewery, of people not knowing what was going on,
Right.
other than getting robocalls that said schools are on lockdown.
Right.
So then immediately people start to panic because you don't know, and then you start to hear a little bit of a there was a shooting, and then you're like, oh my gosh.
Was it at the schools?
Yeah,
you know?
So you start to panic.
Yes.
So
Yes.
everybody, your job, I guess, is to get out there and let
So
everybody know
I hopped in the car
what's
and
going on.
headed to Wood Avenue because that's where I heard all this went down. And when I got there, I found 4 JPD police cruisers out in front of this residence, which is 108 Wood Avenue. Now, that residence wasn't involved. That's just where one of the vehicles happened to be in the driveway of.
Oh.
Okay. And there's Jackson Police Chief Brent Hinch walking the roadway looking for casings. And we'll get into a little bit about what happened out there. I will say I've gotten the police report this morning, It's like 3 pages long. It's quite a narrative.
That
I
would
haven't
be.
had time to review it all, but I can say over the weekend that a arrest in the shooting had been made, and a charge has been filed against that person. But since we haven't got to touch on the shooting at all, I'm sure a lot of people have already read this on our website, theteleGramNews.com. But we're going to go over it here on the show. Appreciate Dylan putting all the photos up.
Yeah.
So the Jackson Police Department received a call at 9:20 a.m. on Friday morning, May 3rd.
Okay.
Okay, and I guess a Jackson Water Department employee had witnessed 2 vehicles approach the intersection of High Street and Wood Avenue in Jackson.
That is by the water plant.
Yeah, well, up
Kinda.
from
Yeah.
up from there, yeah. And I guess once at the intersection, both vehicles stopped and an argument occurred between the occupants of both vehicles. One of the vehicles pulled away heading north on High Street, so like I guess towards the ball fields and the bridge there.
Yeah.
And the second vehicle followed. It was reported that an occupant from one of the vehicles fired shots from a handgun in the direction of the other vehicle as the vehicles left the intersection. And both vehicles sped north on High Street and turned east onto Main Street. One of the vehicles continued on Main Street to Bridge Street, where it turned off from Main Street and left the area. The second pursuing vehicle turned around and then also left the immediate area. And you're thinking, how do they know which direction they traveled? You got to remember the city has got cameras throughout
Everywhere,
so they're able to, once they find the vehicles involved, they're able to kind of follow it.
Yeah.
And I will say, when I mentioned the Jackson Water Department employee, they happened to be flushing hydrants at that intersection, so that poor fella got to witness everything happen, including the shooting.
Oh my gosh!
How
crazy!
Can you imagine being just sitting there flushing
No,
hydrants
I
and
can't.
just look up and here's 2 vehicles and poo poo, pow pow.
And
So
you don't know. See, this is the thing. Like, you just don't know why or what's going on.
yeah.
Like,
So it's interesting, but
scary.
Jackson Police Chief Brent Hinch had released some more information on Friday afternoon in the form of a media release. He had shared that officers arrived at the area where the shots were fired a short time later, and they found shell casings near the intersection. At that point, it was unclear at the time which vehicle the occupant had discharged the firearm from. I still, even though I have the report, I can't say
Who was
which
the shooter and who was the shootee?
Yeah, it probably says it in the report, but I've not had the opportunity to read it because I just got it like a few minutes before I came on the show. I was trying to read through it as quick as I could, but there's a lot of detail about what happened and who was involved and everything. They will say that a review of some camera footage helped narrow down the vehicles involved, and both vehicles had multiple occupants in them.
Okay.
And they continued to investigate the situation. All parties involved had been identified, and both vehicles had been located. And I will say, when I was at the scene out there in Wood Avenue, that maroon car that you saw was impounded when I was out there at the scene. And the chief called it a reckless and dangerous altercation that happened there on that side of the town. And we already discussed about how the Jackson State School District buildings have been placed on lockdown and why. So the person that was arrested after this incident, his name is Vincent D. Best, 24, of Medford. And he has been charged with discharge of firearm on or near prohibited premises upon or over a public roadway or highway is the charge that he has been charged
Say that
with.
5 times.
Yes, that's a very lengthy one there that some of them are shorter and longer, but so like I said, we do have the report. I'm going to read through it and compile a new story that we will, hopefully when I get it done, we'll go ahead and throw it online, hopefully with this fellow's mugshot, because I've requested it as well.
Yeah.
And we should have that in our Wednesday edition of the Telegram, so you can read the whole recap of what happened on the Wood Avenue High Street intersection, the shooting that happened there on
Yeah,
Friday.
and just to kind of ease everyone's mind, this wasn't just a rando drive-by shooting
Right.
kind of situation. This was parties that knew each other that were in some
Apparently.
kind of dispute,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Some kind of dispute, and it doesn't have anything to do with anybody else.
Right.
So not really at public, not at danger, other than if
Right.
you happen to be at the wrong place, the wrong time. But like the schools were put on lockdown just because that's protocol.
It's just precautionary.
Yeah, just until they figured out what the heck was going on.
Police chief didn't feel like it was necessary, but Phil felt like he should. I mean, Northview's not too far from there.
Well, or Westview is not too far from there either.
Or
so-
Westview. Northview's closer out of the
Probably,
two,
yeah.
but because it's just up
But still, it
Phil Cawthey Street there.
wasn't like a major thing. But
Right.
until you find out
What
what's
was going on? Yeah.
I think it's probably
So they lifted not long after they had all the parties involved talked to and or detained. They had lifted that lockdown. But I will say that from a quick browse at the report, it seemed like this altercation was maybe over money.
okay.
It sounded like one party owed the other party money, and
Hey, money can make you do crazy things.
it does, yeah, as we hear, and money makes the world go round. So anyhow, we'll have a complete update hopefully later today. I'll after I get off here, I will sit down and start writing up a follow up, and hopefully I'll have a mugshot of this Mr. Best to go along with the story, and we'll have that hopefully on the telegramnews.com later today, as long as I can get it done, and then look for that also in the Telegram on Wednesday.
Yeah, and again, some people are like, "Why is this?" Because it doesn't happen in Jackson. That's why it's so very, very newsworthy. If we were in, Columbus, it probably wouldn't be talked about.
Right.
But
It's
here we
something
are.
that
and it just doesn't happen every
doesn't
day
I
here.
can't remember the last time that somebody shot a gun out a window at another car.
Yeah,
I've been doing this over a decade.
that's like not a good thing.
Yeah, it's been a while. So
It's very fortunate no one was hurt.
yeah, nobody was hurt, nobody died. That was some of the questions that I had when I went live at the scene out there to just kind of fill in on what we knew
Yeah,
at the time. And people could ask me, is anybody dead? Did anybody get hurt? And I was like, as far as I knew, everybody was
good.
Everybody was good. So
It's the best possible outcome for a
Yes.
dangerous situation.
yeah, as police chief called it, reckless and dangerous.
Yes.
Which that it was. I mean,
Yes.
because there was houses right near that intersection. You had the Jackson city worker there at the fire hydrant, and so anyhow,
My
we're
goodness.
just glad that everybody was okay.
Yeah.
So moving on, we had the WTF over the weekend, Jen.
The WTF was in
WTF.
full effect.
Full effect.
Yes.
So I had to go up Saturday evening and do my part in coverage. And I would say, when I woke up Saturday morning, it was pouring the rain. And then throughout the day, it was pouring the rain off and on. And I just kept thinking, I'm going to go up there to this festival and I'm going to get soaked.
Yeah.
But guess what?
You didn't.
I did not. I stayed dry.
Woohoo!
I will say when I was starting to leave, it started to sprinkle a little bit. But that was, probably an hour after the main act was in. And so it wasn't, I didn't get wet.
What good? Really, honestly, the Wild Turkey Festival, it could snow, it could be 80. It's like you never know. But they always do have some kind of rain, I feel like. But the weather, temperature wise, was just absolutely lovely
Right.
for the weekend.
Right. So we'll touch on the I didn't think to send Dylan any pictures of the entertainment, but that's okay.
You mean
I think I may have something.
No, you probably have Red's clip.
Well, no, I think I have something. Let me just look around here. Hold on. I had it. I totally had it. It was right in front of me. I swear.
As I say, I know I didn't send it.
Aha.
Yeah, that's not no
Oh, she was a entertainment.
a entertainment, but not Saturday's big act.
Yeah, I want to see some eye candy, Dylan.
Yeah, I have some good shots of the
some
eye
boy
candy.
eye candy for me.
Yeah, I can show you after the show.
He's a cutie.
So the big thing on Saturday is always the queen crowning.
Of course.
So that's what we're going to touch on first.
Sure.
So on Saturday, did I say Friday? or Saturday. Saturday evening, May 4th, is when the
Yes.
crowning was for the Queen.
May the 4th be with you.
Right. And the that pending announcement of the new royalty there at the stage always draws a big crowd up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I mean, I was surrounded by people. It was just like you could hardly, like when I had to leave to go to my car real quick, like you could hardly get through the crowd of people up there. But let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I sent a video clip of the royalty introducing themselves for the first time.
Okay.
So we will have them tell you who they are.
Okay.
Okay, how about that? So if you have that clip of the close-up clip, Dylan, not the crowning part, we can show that. So here is the royalty drum roll for those that maybe haven't seen it of the new Queen, first runner-up and second runner-up.
Hello, my name is Jessica Wells, and I'm the 2024 Wild Turkey Festival Queen. I feel so honored to be a part of this great court with these two beautiful ladies. It is just going to be a great year going around traveling Ohio with these two and representing the Wild Turkey Festival in MacArthur, Ohio.
Hello, I'm Grace Workman, your 2024 Wild Turkey Festival first attendant. I'm just super excited and honored to have this opportunity with these lovely girls.
Hello, I am the 2024 second attendant, Lydia Mayers, and I just feel so honored and blessed to have this title. Thank you.
All right, and we are back. So new royalty crowned, and so exciting for them. They have a
Yes.
lot of work in the next year.
that they do. So you heard from Jessica Wells, who was crowned Queen, Grace Workman, who was crowned first runner-up, and Lydia Mayers, who was crowned second runner-up. And those girls were chosen from a pool of 13 contestants this year, Jen.
Very good.
And so during that crowning ceremony, they also give out some special awards that also include small scholarships, ranging in amounts from like $100, $150 to $250. So it kind of varies depending
Super
on
cool.
the award.
Yes.
So we can go over those awards too. And I should have found in the video clip, the best gobbler. So you could have
the
heard
best turkey call.
Yes, so you could have heard that. So actually the Queen, Jessica Wells, had the best gobbler
Okay.
award. She also got other awards too. So the Best Gobbler Award, Community Spirit Award, Best Essay Award, Cocktail Dress Award all went to Jessica Wells,
Okay.
who ended up being crowned Queen. And they do all those awards prior to the crowning.
Mhm.
So some other awards that they give out is the Interview Award, Evening Gown Award, and the Miss Congeniality Award.
Mhm.
And that all went to Grace Workman, who was your first runner-up.
Mhm.
And People's Choice Award went to Emma Maynard, who she's not on court, but she was one of the 13.
Mhm.
And then the Spirit of the Wild Turkey Festival Award went to Cassidy Graham. And she also won the first ever Wild Turkey Festival Chris Cram Award of Excellence.
Aw.
And
that.
that was an award that Chris announced during the pageant that they had back in April. And he said that it was time for him to do some kind of award. He's been involved with the Wild Turkey Festival for 40 years.
40 years.
And he just felt like it was time for him to put some money in. I think it was the way he put it. So I can't remember the amount for that scholarship, but it is the first time that it had been given out. And this year there was a tie for the Fun Outfit Award. And if you remember when I was on the show after the pageant, the Fun Outfit Award this year, the fun outfit that they did during the pageant, it was a tribute to Barbie.
Oh,
So you had
okay.
girls coming out in like all pink. You had some of the girls doing like the 80s spandex and the bright collars and just a wide
Cute.
range
Love
of
that.
different. And I wish I could go back and look to see what these two were wearing that won. But the winners, since it was a tie this year, was Zoe Sowers and Grace Workman. And as we know, Grace was your first runner-up.
Mhm.
So, and in addition to all those awards, they did announce a couple special awards since it was the 40th anniversary of the Wild Turkey Festival. They did a couple special plaques that were handed out. to some of the folks that have been setting up at the Turkey Festival, since 40 years ago.
Yes.
So they've been at the festival every year since
Uh-huh.
it started. You had the Zaleski Volunteer Fire Department has been there, I guess, every year since it started. There was Carol and Charles Puckett, who sell crafts at the festival, and then Tedrick's Elephant Ears and Funnel
Mhm.
Cakes. And so those three had received special recognition in the form of a plaque, and that was because they had been coming to the festival since it started 40 years ago.
Wow.
So that's a long time, and some special awards there. Don't know if Dylan's got the other videos or not, or if we have time for him. We have
You want
time
to
for
play
him?
the crowning?
What is it?
Did you want to play the crowning?
Yeah, go ahead and play the crowning. So here is the crowning. It's a few minutes long, where you can watch the second runner-up get crowned first, the first runner-up, and then at the end they'll do the queen crowning, and each of them, say who their sponsors were, because each girl was like sponsored for the pageant.
Yeah.
It's all done a
Pretty
little
cool.
different,
Yeah.
compared to some of the other welding contests that we cover. So we'll go ahead and play that.
Your 2024 Wild Turkey Festival second runner-up, contestant number 13, Lydia Mayers.
Lydia, tell us who you have here this evening cheering for you.
I have my mom, my dad, all my 6 siblings, my boyfriend, my boyfriend's family, and a ton of friends.
I know we're very proud of you. You did a beautiful job that night. Let's see. Girls, we got it crooked. We need to make this thing straight. All right, it's a little bit. We're getting it there. We're going to get there. Tell us who your sponsor was for the pageant.
Refit Logging.
Thank you for Repit Logging for sponsoring this beautiful young lady. Oh, we're so excited for you. Congratulations, sweetie. You guys, this is your 2024 Wild Turkey Festival second runner-up, contestant number 13, Lydia Mayer. It's me and you. All right, what kind of encouraging words do you have for the young lady that's going to be taking your place?
Just enjoy it while it lasts. It really goes by fast. It really does. You need to soak it all in. Your 2024 Wild Turkey Festival first attendant is contestant number 7, Grace Workman.
Riley Bob for president.
All right, sweetie, who do you have cheering for you tonight?
I have my mom, my dad, my grandma, my aunt and uncle, and my other aunt, and all my friends.
friends. And who sponsored you for the pageant?
Staying on Workman.
Very well. And there we have it. There's our 2024 Wild Turkey Festival first runner up, contestant number 7, Grace Workman.
Okay, so my encouraging words for the new queen is not really encouraging, but I just want to say that no matter what the results are, you guys are all queens to me, and that you guys should all be very proud of yourselves, and I've seen amazing growth from all of you. You guys are amazing, and you're all queens, no matter what. You guys ready? Your 2024 Wild Turkey Festival queen, contestant number 10, Jessica Wells.
I love you, Riley. Where's she at?
Looks like we have a queen sandwich over here going on. Sweetie, tell us who you have here rooting you on.
I have my beautiful mom, my dad, my brother and his girlfriend Cheney, Jarrett and Riley, my grandma's sister Jan, my papa, my boyfriend and his family, and the whole community. Thank you all so much. Oh, my Amy and Kelsey! Sorry, we're I'm gonna pay for that later. Thank you all for being here so much.
And tell us again, remind us who your sponsor was.
My sponsor was my work, Weeping Willow Boutique.
And there is our new Wild Turkey Festival queen. We hope that you support these gals along the way. We wanted to say thank you to all of the contestants. Girls, you guys look lovely. Everyone did such a beautiful job. Support.
So there you go, Jen. That was the crowning of your 2024 Vinton County Wild Turkey Festival Queen in Court. There at the Turkey Festival on Saturday night. And we've got Telegram editor Pete Wilson joining us now.
In on
He
us.
snuck in while the
Welcome.
video
Were
was
you ever
rolling.
the queen of anything?
I was not the queen of anything, but I was glad to help cover.
Hey, now I've been honorary queen.
Have you?
Yes, I've gotten crowned multiple times at the Apple Festival by the Jackson County Fair royalty, and I could probably show a picture if I could ever find it.
Well, Pete might not be a queen of anything, but he does know how to play the trombone. So that kind of tops all of you.
That is true.
That is a stretch. Saying that I can play the
But you
trombone.
still have it.
I still have it, right.
I think that you should have to bring it in here sometime, and
It
we'll
is,
see. We'll see how good you are.
Well, it's put this way, it's underutilized. But it's there. It's there. I don't think they wear. 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 I don't think they wear.
Very good. So the whole parade.
The whole parade is available on there. The whole queen crowning with all the awards is on there as well. And there's also some other videos on the Telegram's Facebook page that Red and I think Pete had also taken of some of the entertainment, so you can look for those. But once Dylan's ready, he can roll the big supporter of the Wild Turkey Festival and the community in general. And behind them, you have a unit from the Benton County Sheriff's Office. You have the Color Guard, and behind them you have the Hawking County Fallen Heroes unit making its way through the parade. Big supporter of the Wild Turkey Festival and the community in general. And behind them, you have a unit from the Benton County Sheriff's Office. You have the Color Guard, and behind them, you have the Hawking County Fallen Heroes unit making its way through the parade. And then behind them, there is your Grand Marshal, that is Jeannie Willis, making her way through the parade there. Behind them, we have some royalty. As they get a little closer here, I should be able to see. This is your Benton County Wild Turkey Festival royalty, making their way through. The Queen Lily Young. This is her final. This is her final parade before she gives up her crown. All right, and then behind them, we have past queens of the Wild Turkey Festival making their way through. So there they are. You got that turkey up there. And behind them, you have your marching Vikings. Behind them, you have a unit from the MacArthur Fire Department. That's Engine 2401. Behind them, another unit from the MacArthur Fire Department. This is Engine 2404, making their way through. Behind them, you have a unit from the Benton County EMS. That's Unit 2906, making their way through the parade here at your... All right, so there was a little snippet.
Little snippet.
Little snippet of the start of your 40th, that was your 40th annual Benton County Wild Turkey Festival Grand Parade, Jen. I will say it was quite a parade this year. I think it was around 29-30 minutes long.
Okay.
I'm not sure how long it usually is. I've been there the last couple of years. I'd have to look back to see, but I feel like the other ones have been maybe a little shorter, but maybe this one was a little longer since it was a special year. Mm-hmm. And you can see that in its entirety on our social media platforms. And yeah. So
very cool.
And then also Saturday evening, Adam Calvert was on the main stage.
Yes.
And he performed several acts, and there was a guy in his band that opened up like the first 30 minutes. So he performed some numbers before he came out on stage. There was a decent crowd there. It seems like every year when you go up to the Turkey Festival after the Queen crowning, some folks kind of clear out. They don't stay. Usually, not too many of them stay, I think, for the entertainment. But there was a bunch of folks near the stage that I saw, and they all seem to be having a good time. But we'll have pictures of Adam Calvert. I've seen him before. I think he was at the Oak Hill Festival of Flags, I think last year. He's been at the Jackson County Fair, I do believe. And so he's not new to the area, but he's been traveling all over the country. And And we'll have some pictures from the royalty and the parade, and additional coverage from Mr. Wilson and Red Thompson Jr. and hopefully in Wednesday's edition, right, Pete?
Absolutely.
So we'll. I'm gonna take my leave, and we'll let you take over and talk about some stuff that you covered on Sunday.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jeremiah. Of course,
Thanks, Jeremiah.
Of course, Jeremiah doing a sterling job up there on Saturday during prime time of the Vinton County Wild Turkey Festival. But overall, Jennifer, I got to tell you, Total Media was totally on the festival. I mean, this is the truth. Between the newspaper, the radio, and of course what we're playing on Main Street TV. Some very, very good coverage. Want to thank the festival committee. They are always very courteous, and grateful for what we do, and we are grateful for the cooperation that we get with them. And it's just like a lot of the other good things that happen in our community. A lot of people are involved, but often there is a small core of people that shoulder the heavy load there, and I think that's the case with the Turkey Festival too. But came off pretty good. I'm going to talk about the other things before and after Saturday night. Thank you, Jeremiah. Red Thompson Jr. was up there covering Thursday and Friday evenings, and then on Sunday, I was there on Sunday afternoon. That was the finale day of the festival. And we have a number of still photos to show you. Many of these pictures you will actually be able to see in the paper on Wednesday. Of course, we'll have them posted online. Some of the pictures will be in a photo gallery too. You can see all the pictures at once. Jeremiah, if you can throw up some Turkey Festival pictures. We have so many. We decided how we would do it is that we'd have Jeremiah and followed by Dylan throw up the pictures, and I will react.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can take the cue all right instead of the other way around. That is Colin Haggerty. He is a radio personality with Vinton County connections, and he was the MC for a lot of the main activities.
Awesome.
Does an outstanding job of pulling it all together and getting the attention of the crowd, throwing in some comedy as well. And he was there. He has been a staple, at the festival in recent years. Okay, that is on the left. That is Chris Cram getting an award on Thursday. This was during the opening ceremony from Kelly Johnson. Kelly is a representative of United States Senator J.D. Vance, kind of like a regional liaison person. And then she's also happens to be the wife of State Representative Mark Johnson, who represents Vinton County, and they're from Ross County. But Chris Cram got a certificate from Kelly Johnson and the representatives, the governmental representatives that she was representing there. And I was so glad to see this happen because Chris, as Jeremiah had mentioned, has been a part of the festival all 40
years.
And since I have been involved with festival coverage with the radio and the newspaper, he has been there from the very beginning, one of the first contacts,
of course,
that we have. And so that is Chris on the left receiving that award. And of course, he put something in addition to all his volunteer time back into the festival by sponsoring one of the special awards to the royalty this year, which we already mentioned. This is Julia Neville, who is performing on Friday night. Of course, I think she was in here on TV, wasn't she?
She was, yes.
Right, and she is an up-and-comer, performs regionally. That is her with her band. That is her, of course, right in the middle, getting into it on Friday night. Weather-wise, not so good on Thursday and Friday with either the rain or the threat of rain. It definitely probably held down attendance. It was less than perfect, but that's festival business.
It is.
Festival and fair business. You can't control that part of it, but that was Julia performing there. And that is Tracy
Rose, yeah.
Tracy Rose. And she was actually doing an interview there with Red when Red took the picture. She might have even come out on stage and was singing out in the street. I'm not really sure. I wasn't there. Red was there. But as you can see, she is very much into it there. So she was the actually featured entertainment, one of the featured entertainment on Friday. She was on first, and Julia Neville was on last. The Thursday entertainment was a karaoke contest,
Yes.
which, you know,
Did you sing Oklahoma or not?
I did not. I was not up
Dang
there,
it.
and I wouldn't have done it. I'm not as good as the karaoke people, and, you know, that's saying something. But the karaoke, I mean, these are staples at festivals. The karaoke contest and the baby contest, they're
Oh,
always
man.
going to do them because they draw a crowd.
Yes.
They're interesting. They draw participation,
Yes.
and then the participation people, of course, have their fans coming as well. All right, that is Jeannie Willis there on the right holding the certificate. She, of course, was the Grand Marshal. I heard so many good things about her, what the festival committee thinks of her and Bud's One Stop for their support of the community and their support of the festival. Also, a very popular 24-hour convenience store and food
Yes.
vendor for sure. That is Kelly Johnson, once again, who gave the certificate, you know, on behalf of J.D. Vance, the United States Senator, and Mark Johnson, State Representative. But obviously, she was in a place of honor, the NTAR Festival, you know, in the parade, at the Queen's Luncheon, which is by invitation only on Saturday, and during the pageant, which was a couple weeks before the festival. The young lady who was in the picture there with Kelly and Jeannie Willis is Layla Barnhart, who was one of the Little Miss candidates this year. She popped into that picture. She may have a connection maybe with Jeannie, I'm not sure. But congratulations to Jeannie, because that is a great community honor.
Yes.
Well, that is some folks we know.
Yeah.
You know, I was mentioned about Total Media having a presence. There was radio broadcasts each and every day of the festival. That is, of course, our own Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin on the left speaking, and that is Steve Figel, who does a lot of work out of our Athens radio stations. He was with Rodney that particular day. But on Sunday, for instance, Hayden Milliken, young graduate of Jackson High School, who's helping us a lot on the TV and the radio side, he was there on Sunday when I was there. And I'm not sure who all was there. I believe the Vance man, Brian Vance, was there at least one of those days in between. And this is a picture of the crowning of the Little Miss yesterday. And the Little Miss who got crowned there was Brinley French. Brinley French is getting crowned there by Jessica Wells. Now, Jessica Wells, who is the queen from the last night, how they do it at the Turkey Festival, Wild Turkey Festival, is there's kind of like a transition right in the middle of the festival.
Yeah.
When the new girls get crowned on Saturday night, they become the royalty out front in the spotlight on Sunday. So Jessica Wells got to crown Brinley French, and looking on is Vivian Timmons, who is the 2023 Little Miss Wild Turkey Festival. So this was one of the things that happened on Sunday. All right, this is the Little Miss Gobbler and Little Miss Gobblerette. Little Mr. Gobbler and Little Miss Gobblerette. These are elementary age students who were announced on Sunday, and how you get those titles is there's no pageant. They collect pennies to support the festival, and whoever collects the most pennies gets to
win,
they get to win. And Elise Sutterfield is there on the left. She in front. She is the Little Miss Gobblerette, and the Little Mr. Gobbler is Xander Leram there on the right. And standing with them are the royalty, who we have already met. And of course, they are in the middle, of course, is Queen Jessica Wells. And on the left is first runner-up Grace Workman. And on the right is second runner-up Lydia Mayers. All right. Hey, I got up there early, Jennifer. Do you recognize those fellows by any chance?
Is that the Gospel Harmony
It most certainly is.
I thought so.
I don't think they're all the originals, because that does go back to the early 60s.
few years
They
ago,
had a show on WSAZ. I can even remember that. I'm dating myself, but I remember them having a show on television. But let me tell you this. They did a show starting at 12:30 before, they did the Little Miss crowning, the baby contest. the announcement of Little Mr. Gobbler and Little Miss Gobblerette, and the rest of the Sunday activities. These guys put on a great show. I was able to see a lot of that as I was waiting for other events to happen on Sunday afternoon, and they do great gospel harmony, but they do other harmony too. You know, they did some songs that weren't gospel, a few anyway. They did a patriotic number to end. They did God Bless the USA at the end, which went over real well with the crowd. People stood up and, you know, showed their patriotism there. But these guys were really, really, really good. There was one of them who even played the trumpet on one of the songs.
Oh, nice.
But to any of the festival and fair organizers around, gospel music is underrated. It's very, very popular.
Very popular.
And, you know, a lot of radio stations, you know, have programming based on gospel music in this area and to our south and in the Great South. And so if you can book these guys, I think they're still out of West Virginia, Huntington, West Virginia, you want to do it. You want to do it. They're not far away, and they love to come. All right, and this is a picture from Sunday when the new Little Miss people were crowned. And let's see, you would have here on the left, you would have Brinley French. She is Brinley Clary is the first attendant. In the middle is Brinley French, who we have met. She's the new Little Queen. They're in the front. And then in the back, and then in the far side over there, well, wait a second. I believe these are the big girls. Yeah, these are the big girls. I'm sorry. These are the big girls with last year's big girls behind, I believe. So, you know, let's see, from the left.
No, those are the little ones.
Oh, are these the little
Yeah.
ones? Okay. I know because the other girls are kind of like sitting behind. Okay, so from the left are Brinley Clary, first attendant, Little Miss first attendant for this year. Then in the middle, of course, you have the new queen, Brinley French, and on the right you have Emily McDaniel, and then you have the current royalty, the new 2024 royalty, the older girls standing right behind there. All right, and
Same thing.
yeah, only a little bit closer. You have Brinley Clary, Brinley French, and Emily McDaniel, and then this is a better shot, I think, tighter shot of course, the new girls. You got Grace Workman in the back, Jessica Wells in the middle, and Lydia Mayers, second attendant on the right. And this was a great week for Jessica Wells. I mean, to be crowned the queen is one thing, and remember, a lot of scholarship money comes with this.
Oh, yes, very much.
Well, and there is Jessica Wells with the new the new Little Miss Wild Turkey Festival for 2024. Of course, Brinley French. But if you, Jessica Wells was not only crowned, you know, the new queen, but earlier in the week, Jennifer, remember that big announcement on the money for the University of Rio Grande? Jessica Wells actually represented Vinton County High School as the first speaker. And this is before, of course, she was crowned queen.
Oh.
But she spoke about how being a CCP student, that's where, you know, you get the advanced college credits while you're in high school. She talked about how that has helped her accelerate her education. She'll, I think she said she'll graduate with an associate's degree from college before she gets out of high school.
Really?
Or about the time she gets out of high school. And she's a junior.
Oh, wow.
So she was the poster girl for education up there on Wednesday during that big announcement. And then she gets crowned queen on Saturday. So a pretty good week.
Pretty good week for her,
Pretty good week, actually, yes. Okay, are there any others, Dylan?
I don't believe so.
All right. So I did talk to festival president Bill Beckley at the end of Sunday, since it was the wrap-up. It closed at 5 o'clock. He was very pleased with the festival. You know, as I said, the weather wasn't ideal on Thursday or Friday. They had a little bit of rain or the threat of rain on Saturday early. It canceled one event, the cornhole tournament, but they got everything else in. Of course, Saturday was great, big crowd Sunday afternoon when I was there. There was actually a few raindrops, but it was just fleeting, maybe through
Yeah.
a couple minutes on Sunday. Crazy the way the weather is, the clouds move in and out, but it was mostly sunny. And so he was very pleased with how the festival went. Of course, you know, the royalty stuff came off very well. Big crowds on Saturday night and Sunday afternoon for all the activities. Adam Calvert, of course, was the big entertainment act on Saturday, and then on Sunday, of course, the Gospel Harmony Boys kicked it off. The baby contest drew a big crowd, as it always does, and there was a lot of people there for the Little Miss announcements as well. And you know, I walked the midway there at the festival, which kind of starts there at the corner on Main Street, at the corner of Main and Market. That's 50 and 93.
Yes.
50 is Main Street, 93 is Market Street. But if you walk on east on Main Street, there in front of the courthouse, 50, you walk a good bit, 2 or 3 blocks on that midway, and there was a lot of vendors there. And,
Oh, yes.
and Bill Beckley was pleased with the variety of the vendors, a lot of food vendors, other commercial vendors as well.
Did you partake?
I was
Tell on yourself.
I was window shopping. If I went there hungry and I went there with some money, it would be dangerous. But I wasn't sure when I was going to go home, and I knew I had to drive home as well. So you know, I ended up having dinner at 6 cents instead.
Oh,
is that okay?
Well, that's okay with me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, but anyway, you know, I had to walk past a lot of attractions and possibilities there, things that you know you don't get in a regular restaurant, but it's out there on a festival or a carnival midway. But he was very pleased also with the live entertainment they had. You know, there was something you know going on almost all the time that way on the stage. So we want to congratulate once again the Wild Turkey Festival Committee for having a great 40th year. What the festivals do, the hometown festivals, there's not only a lot of fun, but it shines the light on a lot of positive things in the community, particularly the young people.
Yes.
You know, so in that way, you know, another big success as well. And you know, as we have said. You know, not just to promote ourselves, but to promote what happened in MacArthur. A lot of coverage that we already have done on the radio and posts on video, some still pictures and videos, but a lot of coverage coming in the paper as well. Some of the pictures you've seen there with some more information.
Sure.
And we'll have a wrap-up story as well. Okay, just a couple other things that we want to talk about real quick. Oak Hill High School had their prom on Saturday night.
Okay.
And
I just love seeing all these pictures. All the kids.
Right. So
cool.
Wellston, there is the king and queen from this year and the king and queen from last year, because the king and queen from last year were there to crown the new king and queen. But this was on Oak Hill on Saturday night, and from left to right, if you go back to that other one, thank you, Dylan. On the left is Nathaniel Shepard. He is the new 2024 prom king. Then you have Katie Johnson Lewis, who was last year's prom queen. She crowned the new prom queen, who is next to her, third from the left. That is Alia Beaver. And the new prom king there the 2023 prom king on the far right is Ryland Sams. And then the other picture, Dylan, that you have there, I don't have all their names in order, but these were all the other king and queen candidates who were there. You know, they were all introduced, and then, you know, drum roll, they announced the new prom king and queen. But all this took place at Oak Hill High School on Saturday night. You know, they had the walk into the high school. They call it the prom walk. They had the prom, then they had an after party there. Just a big night. Same thing at Wellston High School. You know, maybe they do it a little differently, but it was also there at Wellston High School. We're going to have some photos from that as well. I'm in pursuit of those.
Okay.
But we'll maybe show those later in the week. Of course, Jackson High School and Vinton County High School had their prom the previous Saturday. Okay, another thing to mention. Mike DeWine is in southeastern Ohio again, so we want to give him credit for that. He will be in 3 different places: Portsmouth this morning, Proctorville in the middle of the day, Marietta in the afternoon, to announce $152 million worth of grants for Southeastern Ohio. Now,
There you go.
now, because of where he's going, that's where the grants will be centered. I don't think we'll have any announcements, that involve directly our folks in Jackson, Benton counties. Our big time was last week.
Yes.
But this is, he's making the rounds. A lot of these projects will be economic development oriented. Not all, but some of them will be economic development oriented. So, some of them indirectly could affect us here. So we'll maybe follow up on that. All right. I'm not sure that I have anything else that I need to say right now. As Jeremiah reported at the top of our show today, we'll have a detailed update about that shooting over there on the street on Wood Avenue. We got to give credit to the Jackson Police Department for sorting that out, because they all scattered when it was over. They were able to determine the people who were participants, the occupants in the vehicles, multiple occupants in both vehicles, some kind of altercation, argument, dispute. Don't know what the basis of that is. We've got a detailed report from the police department. As I speak, I'm not sure how much detail will be in there, but we'll certainly tell you as much as we can on not only what happened, but maybe why it happened. I know there's always interest in that.
Of course, and again, best possible outcome for that could have been a lot worse.
It certainly could have. You always got to look at the bright side there. Real quick, I want to say on the sports side, the Jackson Ironmen will be playing for a Frontier Athletic Conference Championship, weather permitting, tonight and tomorrow night. And on our broadcast, our baseball broadcast last Thursday, we had mentioned that the Jackson broadcast against Miami Trace, because they're going to play back-to-back nights.
Okay.
We had thought that it was tonight at home, but it's actually tomorrow night.
Okay.
Tonight, they go to Miami Trace.
Okay.
We don't broadcast the away games. We might do a tournament game on the road, maybe.
Sure.
We'd like to do that. But tonight, it's at Miami Trace, and then tomorrow night, it's at Jackson, and we will do that game. The situation, Jackson is undefeated in the Frontier Athletic Conference. All they've done is win 12 games in a row, and they're 18-4 now. They have not lost in the conference. However, Miami Trace has only lost once in the conference. So very simple arithmetic here.
Yeah.
If Jackson wins one of those two games, they are the undisputed champions. If they win both of them, they are not only undisputed champions, but they're undefeated champions. If Miami Trace wins both games, guess what? They're the champions. So,
Man.
so
Comes right down to
Coach
it.
Josh McGraw, if the weather gods permit, hopefully they can wrap it up tonight. If they don't, we've got a showdown game tomorrow, and it will be on the radio, 105.3 FM, Fox Sports 1330 WYPC AM, and of course, streaming, on those radio stations, on the internet, and then, of course, our video coverage, which is new this year. Dylan Euler is a big enabler there. Rodney Tomlin in on that. Hayden Milliken in on that. We have some other camera people that help with that. But we video stream it. It's been very popular. A lot of people who can't see it during the game or can't get to a game can see it live. And a lot of people get on after the game to review it, because they're at the game. So we've heard that it's very popular that way. But you can see this video coverage on the Total Media Facebook page and the Total Media YouTube page. So if you haven't checked that out, do that. This is small town stuff, but we don't do a bad job on that.
That's exactly right. You guys do an amazing job, in fact. Well, very good. Man, you all were definitely out and about.
Right, and there's other things that we're trying to keep up with, and we're huffing and puffing, but we'll be working on it. We'll try to share as much of it as we can on Main Street TV.
Well, thank you, Pete.
All
and
right.
Of course, thank you to Jeremiah as well for stopping by. Thank you to Dylan for pushing all the buttons. And we'll be back here tomorrow. So have a great day, and we'll see you then.